I reminisce about the love we had. I reminisce about the love we had. Tender moments seem to go so fast. Reminisce, reminisce. I reminisce about the love we had. I reminisce about the love we had. A love so strong it will never pass.
Love Park Connection.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
How you guys doing today? So, how you doing today, baby? You know, I keep forgetting to ask you that on these things. How you doing?
That's because you don't respect and love me.
Oh, my God. How you doing? Back to work after being off for
Yes.
a month?
Back to breaking rocks. Yes. I'm back at the quarry.
Sound like the Flintstones. But,
Yes, that's what it feels like sometimes, the Flintstones.
but
How are you doing?
I'm good. Well, you know what I was going to tell you. You know what I'm going to say.
What?
If
Nah,
you-
don't you start it.
I'm going to start with, why don't you just retire?
Here we go.
34 years, 33 years. It's
we
time to
go.
retire.
Here we go.
It's time to
Y'all see? Somebody out there, help me. Help. Help.
I don't know why you don't retire, but you know, we're going to leave that for another podcast. It's just going to be retirement day for Pierre. That's a talk all things retirement.
One day. One day.
Sooner than later, mister.
One day. One day.
But anyway, so hey, you guys, how you doing? So today what we are going to talk about is chivalry dead? And if so, why?
Ooh.
Why is it dead? You know, we always have these conversations about this whole, you know, as we call it, chivalry, and we've gotten some comments on our, you know, on our YouTube about you know, chivalry is dead. Women don't like that anymore, or they don't want it, or they don't respect it. So we just gonna talk about it a little bit and give you our perspective. But before we get started, let us introduce ourselves. Welcome to Love Park Connection, where we talk about the pains and pleasures of life, love, and relationships. My name is Angela Parker.
And I'm Pierre Parker.
We are a husband and wife marriage and relationship coaching duo. We've been married for 28 years, together for over 30 years. And it's our goal to help couples communicate more, love more, and build healthy long-term relationships and marriages. So let's get started. But again, before we get started, sorry about that, please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you'll be informed when we put out new content, okay? So thank you guys again for joining us, and let's get started.
Yep.
So let me first give a definition of chivalry, because of course we know about the knights and all that, and that type of chivalry. But for more modern
Knights.
time,
Did you say knights?
knights, right there. Medieval knightly system with its religious, moral, and social code. But that's not what we're talking about. We are talking about today chivalry. So basically, chivalry is polite, kind, and unselfish behavior, especially by men toward women. So that's the definite, Webster's dictionary on what chivalry means in our modern time. So what I wanted to talk about, or what we wanted to talk about, is why do we think it's dead? Is it really dead? And if so, what are some of the reasons behind that? Okay, why you got that look on your face?
You really want me to say why?
Don't say it's always women. Don't. You can't blame it all on women. But go ahead. I want to hear your reasoning why you think chivalry is dead.
Well, I mean,
I'm listening.
When the whole women's lib, feminists, and all that stuff started to come about,
Yes.
women wanted to be more empowered, and they started to be more empowered and all these things. And then you had guys that would, true gentlemen, like I've talked before on one of our podcasts, but you had true gentlemen that would still try to do some gentlemanly things, but you had women that wanted to show their strength and all that stuff, and it was like, no, I don't need you to open my door. I don't need you to open my car door. I don't need you to pick up these boxes. I don't need you to pick up the groceries. I can do it myself. And pretty much that is what started it all.
So, but you're generalizing for all women.
I'm not. Well, I mean,
you can't say that. Yeah, I can. Yes,
I'm not saying all women.
Okay, and I can understand where women feel more empowered, so they don't need you to do certain things, and But I also think that I'm not gonna say it's just because women started feeling like, well, I don't need your help. I don't need you to open my door. Blah blah blah. Because you just got some men out there that just don't even understand or they weren't taught to do those things.
Well, yeah, that's a big part of it too.
So again, that's what I'm saying. It's not
but they may not have been taught it because they were living with a single mother who had that way of thinking. But in her case, she had to kind of get that way of thinking because she's a single mother.
But if we're going by the definition of chivalry, polite, let me see, polite, respectful, unselfish behavior by men towards women, just because a woman doesn't want you to open her door doesn't mean, going by this definition, that men should not still be chivalrous. Whatever the word. But, and again, yes, I agree. There are a lot of women who, I don't need you to do this. I don't need you to do that. I can do it myself.
Yeah.
So, yes, we do have to kind of watch ourselves as women. But, again, what about the polite, kind, and unselfish behavior? That's a part of being chivalrous.
It is. No, I'm not saying that it ain't no assholes out there. There's a lot of assholes, bruh. Dudes, there's a lot of y'all out there. There's some stupid ass assholes that do some dumb ass shit.
Yeah.
But no, there's a lot of good men out there that try to do the right thing. And then when they try to do the right thing by being kind and all of these different things, trying to help a woman, then they get it thrown back in their face.
Didn't you watch because you showed it to me, was it a YouTube video
TikTok.
or TikTok where this woman, this guy was trying to she dropped something? And...
No, she was in a grocery store and she was getting ready to bend down to pick up a case of water. So this brother came over and was like, hold on, I could get that for you. I'll get that for you. And she was like, I don't need you to get it for me. I'm bigger than you. I'm bigger than you. And then she reached down and picked it up, and he was like, oh, well, forget you then,
And well, yeah.
And I'm like,
yeah.
See, brother trying to help out, that's what makes a dude turn around and be like, man, fuck you then.
So I'm wondering, though, if the chivalry type mentality, and this is speaking on I should say the woman side of it, is it generational where you have older women like myself who are like, thank you for opening my door. Thank you. Because, it's not like it happens a lot. And with you, that's different. I'm talking about just like when I'm out in, the world.
Yeah.
But there have been men that have, held the door open for me.
Yeah.
And I appreciate it. Or, can I help you with that? So I have. And I'm wondering, is it because I look older or just y'all just being... No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. She can't handle it. She too old. But, so I do... And to me, it's just being polite. I don't even look at it as being, being chivalrous. I don't even know if that's... Chivalrous. I'm sure that's a word. Anyway.
Whatever.
So,
it's an Angela-ism.
Whatever.
We'll say that.
Whatever. So, and I'm just wondering, is it generational where... The younger women maybe look at it differently and don't feel that they need a man's help, or is it women, the millennials, the Gen X's, or is it across the board depending on the woman?
No, I really think it's more the later Gen X's and the millennials and we don't even talk about the Gen Z's. Those they from another planet. but but I think it's the later Gen X's, and the all the millennials, most of millennials. I'm not gonna say all of them.
Most of the millennials.
Most of the millennials, I think, because a lot of that started, in our generation, and before, and at the end of our parents' generation.
Yeah, the women's movement and all that,
So, and I think that it carried over, and I think they've taken it, and this is what we as a society do anyway. We take something and we run it into the damn ground. We just do the wrong things, because the whole women's movement, it started out as something else. It just women wanted equality and wanted a little bit of power and wanted to really be recognized.
Yeah.
But you always got to get the ones that take that shit and run with it a whole different way.
Yeah.
And they've taken that and just they use that to actually start bashing men with it too.
Yeah.
So.
And I wonder if it's along color lines too. If it's one ethnicity or group of people versus another. I
don't think so.
I think it's just across the board.
I think it's across the board, but I think they're gonna make it seem like it's certain ethnicities that's more. But I think it's across the board. Because I've seen just as many rude ass white dudes doing stuff as I've seen some rude ass brothers.
Yeah.
And some rude ass Hispanics and Latinos.
Right.
I've seen it all across the board.
Right.
So, it wasn't just one.
Yeah.
That I've seen. So,
if what would you tell? I mean, I know for our daughter, you kind of taught her about, opening, a gentleman opening a door for her. So you instill that kind of value in her, and not to take it like, oh, I don't need your help, not to take it personally. But what would you tell young women if if a man opens a door for you, don't take it like he thinks that you're helpless, because I think that's another thing, is that some women look at it as, I'm not helpless, I can, I do this and do that for myself, I'm not helpless.
Exactly.
So what kind of advice would you give a young lady?
I'd tell a young lady, let this young man open a door. You got so many young men as of lately now in this time and age. If you got so many young men nowadays that don't know nothing about being a gentleman.
Right.
For whatever circumstances. They were raised with just a single mother, and like I said, I'm not putting that down, but they may not have had that father figure around.
Right.
To teach them those qualities. Or they just had an asshole for a father who just didn't do his job as teaching him the right way.
Yeah.
Or anything like that. So, if you have a young man that's trying to do these things, man, let him do them. Yeah. It only benefits you.
Exactly. No, exactly. You're right.
When you don't, what you're possibly doing is messing it up for that young man and for other women down the line, because now he might get to the point that he be like, well, I'm trying, but these women won't, I'm trying to be nice to these women. So, but damn that now.
Right.
So, and that happens quite a bit.
Yeah.
So,
do you find that when you're out and about, do you find that, because I know you're going to open the door for someone.
Yeah. You're
going to, let them go first. Or if you see, just some of it's also just common courtesy, but you're also, because you are such a gentleman, and you were, you was raised right. Yeah. You was raised right.
My daddy. Daddy.
Do you find that, that women take offense when you're trying to be a gentleman?
I've seen times, but not as of lately.
Yeah.
Not as of lately. Over the past number of years, no.
No. Okay.
I mean, I've seen more people.
Do they at least say thank you? Because that's one thing.
Well, actually, that's funny, because I was just thinking about that when you was asking that question. It's been a lot of younger women that, like, if I'm holding the door, when they just walk through,
Okay, so young girls, if someone holds the door for you, acknowledge it. thank you.
Exactly.
That's all you gotta say. Thank you. I mean, it's not that hard. And I think because we're so busy in
Yep.
our phones,
That's a lot of when they
that-
walk out, they walking with their head down on the
sometimes
phone.
you just want to slap the phone out their hands.
Yep.
Pay attention to where you walking.
Yep.
But-
Sometime that, or slap them in the back of the head,
Make a teeth clank.
make their teeth clank. Ah!
Okay, sorry, y'all.
Sorry, that's our little inside joke. Yeah, make them think about themselves.
Make them think about themselves. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong, ladies, young girls, whatever. Thank you. Will get you so far in life just
Yes.
by, and not a little cocky, condescending thank you.
Yeah.
Wasn't it that, we don't want to say his name on YouTube, so I don't know if he wants his name out there, but a friend of yours who said that, what was it? That he was helping someone and she got upset and said, I didn't ask you to help me. Remember?
I can't remember.
Yeah, okay. If I said the name, but I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna say it.
Oh.
Charlton.
Oh yeah, my brother.
Yeah,
Charlton,
didn't he have
yeah.
an incident where a young girl, he was helping someone, or it was a young lady, and I guess she didn't say thank you or something,
It was something,
and
I
then
can't
she turned around and said, "Well, I didn't ask for your help." It's like it's just being courteous. It's
Yeah.
just again, it goes back to that chivalry, and he was just being polite and
Yeah.
courteous and helping her with whatever.
Yes.
And she gonna turn around and say, "Well, I didn't ask for your help. What kind of shit is that?"
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you didn't ask for my help. So.
And he's like me. He's the gentleman of gentlemen, and he's gonna do whatever he can and bend over backwards to help somebody and
Right.
all that stuff. And yeah, she had an attitude and all kind of crazy stuff, and it got a little bad. But him being the gentleman still, he just kind of dealt with it and then walked it off. But yeah, she had all kind of attitude.
She didn't. If she would have come across someone else who wasn't as mild mannered and polite as Charlton, it might have gone a different way.
Yeah.
So again, ladies, there's nothing wrong with just saying, "Hey, thank you," and keep it pushing. Every time somebody opens a door for you, or a gentleman opens a door for you, it doesn't mean he's trying to hit on you.
Exactly.
He might just be being polite.
Exactly. Exactly.
Because he
Yes.
can, I've had plenty of times where, they walk through the door, men and women, but they walk through the door and I'm right behind them. And maybe sometimes they don't see me, but it's like, they just let the door slam. And and again, if you didn't see me, fine, I get it. But, come on.
Well, I've told you about the times at my job, at work, I deal with certain flight attendants or something sometime, and I walk in and say, hello, how you doing? And they just have attitude and think because, at one point they used to really think that, the brothers that worked there were always trying to get at them if we just acknowledged them. Hello,
Right.
with the sisters, not the
Right.
not the Caucasian ladies, Believe it or not, they were all the cool ones.
Yeah.
But a lot of the sisters, when we, back in the day, I opened the door, hey, good morning, how you doing? And they just, I was like, what the hell? And after one time I actually had a serious attitude, and it took everything in my power to tell her, lady, do you understand? I'm a very happily married man, and my wife at home is kicking your ass in the looks area, whooping your ass. And you ain't got no... But I caught myself, and I didn't say nothing. I stayed cool. I just was like, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, sometimes that's what ends up happening. You kind of get to those points, and you deal with certain people. As a man, this is what we deal
Right.
with. Sometimes you get some women that just think we trying to get at you when we just trying to be nice and be a gentleman. So
I know one of the things I and of course it's over the years that we've learned to we know what each other's thinking. One of the things that I really like that he does is when we go walking, and I've mentioned this before, it's just almost we walk, it's almost like a dance with us, because we'll be walking and he's always on the outside, and then if we're
Crossing the street.
If we're crossing the street or something, and then the sidewalk or the street's on the other side of the sidewalk, so he'll just kind of push me over lightly, and I just kind of know that instinctively now. So it's almost like a dance with us, because I know, okay, if the street is on my side, then he's gonna move me over. So to me, again, that's being, a gentleman. That's, being polite and watching out for me, as and you've done it's not just with me, but you've done it with your daughter. I've seen you do it with your sisters. So it's not just me, it's just in general, that he will look out for you, especially if it's someone he really cares about and loves. He's going to look out for you. And that's what I think, a lot of the young men, and yes, again, sometimes it is the women who are getting the attitude, but we have a lot of young men who don't do that, who had not been taught, or maybe they have been belittled by some woman that they tried, but that doesn't mean you don't keep trying. And I know that might make you a little gun shy as a guy, saying, well, you know what, the last 3 women I tried to do that with, they got an attitude. But don't stop trying. Don't stop being a gentleman and being polite, and looking out for the women in your life, because you've had a few women who don't have no damn sense. So I mean, that would just be my little 2 cents for men and women. And ladies, again, if you got a man willing to do that for you, who's looking out for you, who's trying to be a gentleman, just be grateful, be thankful that you have someone who is trying to do that, who is trying to be that gentleman, and don't put it down. Don't think that, oh, well, he just thinks I can't take care of myself, or I can't do for self, because at some point you're going to want a man to do that for you. And if you've had this attitude, then he might turn around, or your next man might turn around and be like, well, you know what? No, I'm not going to do it. So, you got to think about your actions as the woman. Yeah. You got to think about your actions. So yeah,
we got to think about the ripple effect. That's what I always call it. It's like waves. When you drop a rock in the water and you see the little ripples go, you got to think about how that's going to affect that person down the line.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Because you did this one thing and treated this person as one way, maybe you are the 3rd or 4th person that has done that to him and recently, and that might be the straw to make him go, you know what? Fuck all y'all. Just fuck everybody. That might be the straw that make him just go off.
Right.
So, and there's nothing to just being nice and being kind and being like, thank you. Or if you don't need the help, then just say, oh, no, thank you. I think I got it.
Exactly.
I think I can get it.
Exactly.
Just say, no, thank you.
And I'm going to tell you, ladies, as you get older, there's some shit you don't want to do. I'm just going to keep it real. There's just some things you don't want to do. And if there's a man around that's willing to help you, you might want to think about your attitude, because I'm telling you, as I've gotten older, there's just some things I'm like, I don't want to do that. So I let him do it. I don't want to get something off. I can very well do it. I don't want to get something down from, that top shelf. So I don't want to do it. So I let him do it. And it's just, as you get older, as you get some wisdom, as you get some life lessons, there's just some shit. And then you'll want a man to be that chivalrous man and do these things for you.
Yes.
So I would say, while you're young, no, I'm not saying he has to do everything for you, but if he's willing to do it, and he's there and he does it for you, just say thank you. Yeah. Just say thank you. I appreciate you. If it's your man, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Yep. Just be grateful, and just be kind about it.
Yeah, and brothers, if one of them does that to you, that doesn't mean all of them are going to do it.
Exactly.
So, be careful with your ripple effect. You don't have to, just because she didn't, accept my help then I gotta be like, like I said earlier, look, all y'all, you don't necessarily have to do that, because that doesn't necessarily mean that the next one would turn you down.
Exactly.
So no, continue to be a gentleman.
And especially in a relationship. Now, when some of this we're talking about, just, you might be a stranger who's holding the door for you or whatever. But in a relationship, if you keep knocking your man down and keep, saying things or acting ungrateful, I keep using that word, but that's the only word that comes to the top of my head right now. But acting like you don't appreciate what he's doing for you, at some point he's going to stop doing it. And why? Why do you need to react that way if he is trying to help you and he's trying to just show his love for you? That's what strengthens the relationship, that he's doing something, that he's doing things because he loves you, and he's showing this being a gentleman. Then you need to just work on how you're reacting to what he's doing. You know, that male and female energy. You really need to just thank you, baby. Thank you for doing that. Or just, just show some gratitude, show some appreciation for the little things that he does for you. And vice versa, men. Show that appreciation.
Brothers, we got to do the same thing, because our women do a lot of stuff for us, So, man, acknowledge it. Tell them thank you. A big thank you, just period, in your relationships. Thank you for, I don't have to. She cooks dinner and stuff like that. And I always tell her, thanks, baby. Thank you, baby. I don't have to necessarily have to. That's what we do. It's already, I automatically know that that's, so a trait that she's probably going, and a thing that she's going to do anyway. But I still tell her thank you, because she doesn't have to do it.
Exactly.
So, that goes a long way. So always remember that, my brothers.
Yep.
So I like talking to my brothers. And
I see.
So that,
I see.
I like talking to my brothers. I think didn't we see that a lot of our subscribers are men?
Yeah, quite a few.
I think
it's like 85% of our subscribers are
Come
men.
on, women, we need some more women.
Yeah, ladies, what's going on?
I think a lot of the men is like, oh, she look cool. She got it going on. Look at sister.
Oh my God. Anyway.
So I guess I got to start, freshening up more, so I get some of the women to kind of come, get some of the, look at me.
Oh my God. Anyway, that's not what this is all about. It's not. That's not what this is all about. Any other words of wisdom before we go and get out of here?
Get out of here.
Because I need some breakfast. I'm hungry.
Oh, yeah, see. I got to go feed her.
So any other words of wisdom?
No, just, chivalry is not dead. It's not dead.
I don't think
it took
is.
a hiatus for a while.
And I think if younger folks will even listen to some of us who've been around for a little while on certain things, we know you guys have the internet, you guys have all this information at your fingertips, but sometimes the best information and the best knowledge is experience, and listening to folks that have the experience, especially in relationships, that have the experience. And especially, if it's good experience, bad, good and bad experience, because it all works hand in hand when it comes to relationships. But I think we really need to younger folks need to start listening and paying attention and seeing and listening to what kind of information those of us who have just 30 years. That's just a little bit of experience that we have.
Yeah.
So
that was a big thing that I did when I was young. I would always sit and conversate with much older people than me. You know, elders, as I call them. And not just my mom and my dad and grandparents, but a lot of people that I knew that's in my neighborhood and stuff like that, and just growing up. And
but we didn't have access to the internet like that, so we had to talk to other people in order to learn some things, because we didn't have access to the internet as readily as folks do today.
But I suggest, young people, sit down and talk to some elderly people, some wise people. I don't want to call them elderly people. Some wise people. They're wise for a reason.
Right.
They can tell you stuff that the internet can't tell you.
Exactly.
About life.
Exactly.
And I learned so much from doing that, from sitting down with a lot of wise people and just learning stuff.
Exactly.
So that's my little advice to
on your soapbox.
Get on my soapbox. Yeah, that's my nice soapbox. I got many soapboxes I can stand on.
We're not going on another soapbox.
We're not going on the other.
We're not going on the other.
One day I'm gonna have to get on one of the other soapboxes. So.
Anyway, we're gonna get on out of here. But thank you guys again for listening. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe.
Mm-hmm.
My book, 30 Years and Counting, is out. You can get it on ebook through my website, through our website, loveparkconnection.com.
Yep.
And you can get the book for now through Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
I'm waiting on my shipment, so at some point they're going to be on my website as well.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to buy it there.
And possibly get an autograph copy.
Yeah, exactly. You get an autograph copy, through my website. But I'll let you guys know when I have them in stock, so you guys can pick up a copy. That'd be wonderful.
Yes.
And I think that's it. Anything else?
I think that's it.
That's it, y'all. All right. Thank you so much again for joining us. See you guys soon. Bye.
Bye-bye.